That was the infrared imagery. This is actually a satellite imagery from NASA, visible satellite, what you actually see from space. And you can really get a clear idea of those northwesterly winds. It actually kind of looks like fibers on this image. That's our CFX snow machine, really cranking up. And the heaviest snow is actually here around parts of Tohoku, even down there towards Hokuriku, Kansas, and Oklahoma. Very strong, dry winds coming in from the south. That's been helping enhance this storm system. Right now, bringing some heavy snowfall towards the west of that. Some areas as much as 30 to 40 centimeters.
Hey everyone, it's about 8 a.m. here on Monday morning. Tropical storm Monday is just off the coastline. Sustained winds right now, just checked it, about tropical storm strength, about 35, gusty up to 40 knots. But the bigger picture is these large swells coming in off the coast. Pretty large fetch area coming in with a storm system.
Actually, an Alberta clipper coming in across the Great Lakes. This is going to spread some snowfall. Don't expect any widespread amounts, or at least long-lasting accumulations because of the speed this is moving, but it is falling on fresh snow, which hit this area earlier this week. Actually, in Chicago, we had record-breaking snowfall, and now that is all going to be moving through yet again.
All right, now I just want to show you the intensity of Typhoon Sodalor when it came on shore. You have the ocean out here. There's a fairly large cliff face right here.
Up to 200 millimeters in just a 1 hour period at one location here. And the rain is going to be a continued threat because despite the fact this is moving inland, it will quickly weaken off as it heads over the ranges and into more arid areas there just towards the west. We're still pulling in that moisture off of the coast. So winds will be going down. Expected to become a low pressure area by this time Wednesday. But as that moisture comes on shore, it's still going to be looking at the flood possibility from Mackay and just down here towards the south. Rain snow mix, but about 100 meters above us, the temperature is well below the freezing point. And that's why in some of the higher elevations, including off towards the west into Nagano, we actually have seen about 20 centimeters of snowfall. Just recently, we had this big spike in that snow depth. That was the snowstorm over the last several days. That, combined with some warming temperatures this morning above freezing, condensed that snowpack a little bit. So we had heavy snow, that condensed, and then once you get somebody on top of that, that creates a trigger. These are all recipe for avalanche creation. And of the Shindo or the Japanese scale. That's actually one of the questions I do get quite often. What is the difference between the Shindo scale and the Richter scale? Why are there two different numbers here? Well, the Richter scale actually measures the total amount of energy from an earthquake, not exactly what you feel in an earthquake. It measures it from the epicenter of one. So it goes on a scale of 1 to 10.
And just like we were talking about earlier in our live cast, the winds in the center of the circulation of this storm are the equivalent of what you would find in an EF3 to EF4 tornado.
The big thing that we often see actually is these northwesterly winds that come in across the Sea of Japan. And whenever we get that, we get what we call our classic winter weather setup in this country. And it's the CFX snowfall. The snow piles up here along the mountains of Japan. But the big thing is that you often see some snow totals out here, which are absolutely incredible. Over towards Aomori, one of the snowiest cities in the world with over 100,000 people. Sapporo, the snowiest city in the world with over 1 million people. But Tokyo never really gets snow. It's because that mountains there, they stop all of that precipitation from getting over towards the lee side. It stays exceptionally dry.
Now this plume has to be going up at least 5,000 to 6,000 feet, likely higher. But I think the big deal is we're right at the pre-dawn hour, and if you know much about photography, lighting is a big deal. And right now it has just this amazing reddish tint to the ash that's coming overhead. Even got some lightning bolts with this one. And